JJ Redick, it's official, has figured out the LeBron code. Is that for years and years we've been trying to kind of figure this out. How do you move LeBron off ball? He's figured it out, and they tried it with AD. It didn't work. The LeBron-Luka code, one's a quarterback, one's a wide receiver. Luka's going to control the tempo, control the pace, control the game. He's going to play quarterback. And Luka can really fill up the box score. First half, he was like Dennis Rodman. He was dominating the glass. Second half, he got some scoring. But 12 assists tells you how much and how often Luka had the ball. And he is a very deft passer, especially trying to find players down the floor. He's a great outlet guy, a great down-the-floor passer. He is running the show. So that's the first thing. You know, this is not Darvin Ham would frustrate Laker fans. Does he know offense? JJ Redick knows offense. We got 5 games. It took Eric Spoelstra about a dozen games to figure out LeBron and D. Wade, and Spoelstra is an all-time coach. I think JJ Redick has figured out LeBron Luka in about 6 games. I think he figured it out in Denver, and he figured it out last night. And my number 2 take is that allows LeBron, and I talked about this yesterday, to have these 5 and 6 minute energy spurts where he's just remarkable. But what I watched last night, I've already texted one of LeBron's guys. What I watched in the fourth quarter last night is the greatest performance I've ever seen by an old NBA player in a meaningful game in the fourth quarter. LeBron was easily the best player on the floor. I could not believe what I was watching. 16 points, racing down the floor, making defensive stops, alley-oops. I've never seen an old man fourth quarter like that in a game that had some relevance. It had some resonance. They're trying to get the Luka LeBron thing right. It's Luka playing his old team. If you had never seen LeBron James play, if it wasn't for his hairline, let's be honest, you would have watched that fourth quarter and thought, who the hell is this 26-year-old? He's amazing. I could not believe what I was watching. His energy was a notch above every other player on the floor, and he's the old guy. Even on that tip, he positioned himself aggressively. He got the tip, then followed it up with a game-clinching shot. And both LeBron and Luka, one of the things that's really obvious, how happy, how joyful LeBron looks. This is bad for the NBA. Today, 5 games, I would sign LeBron to a 2 to 3 year contract. You can see, it's like a kid that gets a new bike at Christmas. He is a new ice hockey game. He is so happy. He is so joyful. They tried for a year. He loved AD. But AD can't initiate offense. AD's not a quarterback. He was like the best tight end in the league, and LeBron then had to play quarterback. Now LeBron can get up the floor, conserve energy, wait until they need him for 5 and 6 minute spurts. And I'm telling you, I sat and watched that fourth quarter. I could not believe what I was watching. He was so far and away the best player on the floor. And I know Dallas was missing bigs. He was getting shots at the basket he would normally not get. I'm baking that in. I understand that. But I think JJ Redick has figured it out. I think it happened faster than the D-Wade LeBron convergence. I think it happened about the same time. I think Kyrie and LeBron figured it out pretty quick in Cleveland. But there's a Magic Kareem feel to it, where Magic runs the show, but if you got to about 4 minutes left, Magic gave it to the big fella, you drop in the skyhook. Now, they're obviously much different games. Luke is a much better scorer than Magic, and Kareem doesn't run the floor like LeBron. Old Kareem doesn't. But there is a Magic Kareem feel to it where, hey, Luka, Magic going to run the show, both great passers, both can score, both just tremendous self-awareness on the tile. But we're going to give it to the big fella down late, the old big fella, and he's going to clean stuff up. And, J.J. Redick talked about it, and Luka after. That was fun to watch. And what I saw was energy, happiness, joy. I'm telling you, I don't know if I've seen LeBron this happy since the championship year in Cleveland. I mean, that's what it looks like. His body language, his energy, it's palpable. Here's the coach and Luka after.
He gives off a certain level of joy, and I feel that joy, and it gives me joy. That's just how it's always been. Him and I communicated the very first day he got to L.A. was just like, are you comfortable being coached with honesty? And he said, yes. Are you comfortable being coached with direct communication? He said, yes, that's what I want. And I said, okay, great. Then you and I are going to be good. And it has been.
the closure is going to take a while, I think. It just it's not ideal. But, like I said, I'm glad this game is over. It was a lot of emotions. But we go little by little, and every day is better.
That's a fun watch. Isn't it amazing? Jimmy Butler to the Warriors, Luka to the Lakers. You look up and you're like, maybe they won't have a TV rating problem next 3 months in the NBA. So let's be honest. Obviously, Nico Harrison's legacy, this is not going to do it any favors. But this needs to be said about the Luka trade. We have to be fair. If AD was healthy, and he'll be back in a couple of months for the Mavericks, it may be too late, but if AD was healthy, Dallas is an excellent team. Okay, first of all, Kyrie Irving now gets the ball in his hands more often. He's magical. He is the greatest 6'2 closer in league history. He is, in my opinion, he is the most skilled basketball player in the world. Left hand, right hand, outside, mid-range floaters. I've never seen a player like him. This is not a revelation. Everybody knows this. But now that he gets the ball more, holy whatever. The kid's magical. Number two is AD's a perfect fit with him. In the one game they played together, AD took the Rockets to the cleaners. He dominated 26, 16, and 7. AD's a perfect fit. He'll anchor the back line. He'll anchor the defense. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. So Kyrie and AD are actually, you could argue, a better fit than Kyrie and Luka because Kyrie's not a great defensive player. Luka's worse. And AD doesn't need the ball in his hands. That's better for Kyrie. And he's a great defensive player. I think he's the best defensive player in the league. And here's the other thing. Dallas has got a lot of very good supplemental or role players. P.J. Washington, Klay Thompson was hot as hell last night. Spencer Dinwiddie's always been a pro. Max Christie, Derek Lively when he comes back. Now, 2 or 3 months, generally young athletes. He's young, get healthy faster than you think. But Dallas, actually, I think their roster fits better than the Lakers. Lakers have more playmakers. Between Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron, they are top-heavy on playmakers. But I would argue the Dallas Mavericks have the best center rotation in the league when everybody's healthy. I think their pieces fit really, really well. And if AD wasn't hurt, I mean, it's a lopsided trade because of Luka's greatness and his age. But if AD was playing right now, I think Dallas is good enough to win the West. I really do. I really like Dallas. I think Jason Kidd's done an unbelievable job. Kyrie Irving gets the ball more, and it's just a bunch of, there's a lot of depth, there's a lot of good rotational, supplemental players. I like Dallas. Hell, last night, they got no size. Lakers had their number one rebounding game of the season. Jackson Hayes is eating. There's nobody to guard the 10. And they hung around. They just hung around. I mean, Luka has so much respect for Kyrie. When he got matched up with him in the fourth quarter, it's almost like he just waved the flag. It's like, this is not going to end well. So we can bag on Dallas all you want. If AD was healthy, this is a really well-constructed basketball team, and I thought their effort last night was surprisingly good, and here's the coach after.
I thought we did a great job of the emotion of the game, understanding what our game plan and our job was to try to find a way to win. We put ourselves in a position, came up short, but I thought the guys fought. As you brought up, we were down 16, and we didn't let go of the rope. We kept fighting and found our way into this game, and could have went either way, but they were the better team tonight.
I'll just say this. Lakers got a big lead in the first half. That game could have been over at half. Dallas kept hitting threes. Klay Thompson was huge. I mean, Dallas had every reason to pack it in. I thought it could be a bloodbath, and it got real close with about 4 minutes and a half. I thought this could be a bloodbath. And Dallas just scratched and clawed and fought with none of their bigs. I mean, they could have lost by 30, and you'd have just said, that's what I thought it was going to be a bloodbath. So Lakers may have won the trade. Dallas is well-constructed. That is a well-constructed team. J-Mac is being cynically looking at me. I'm saying at the end of that first half, when it was like 12, if that thing would have ended up 18 at half, 30 end of the third quarter, you would have come